This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for April 25th, 2022. It's currently March 25th, 2022, 1:09 a.m. So we're doing this prediction 1 month, exactly 1 month ahead of the actual date. And theme and overall behavior is it's two equal and opposite big moves that cancel each other out. So we have like a wave. It goes like up and then right back down to the price level that it started that move higher from. Opportunity to position oneself on both sides of the market early morning. Opportunity to cash in at the end of the day. Looks like we got a good day trade today. This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for April 25th, 2022. It's currently April 8th, 2022, 9:55 p.m. So the overall theme and behavior for the day is two equal and opposite big moves that cancel each other out. However, the theme card is also nullified. It doesn't have a correlation to any of the timeline cards. And what I see happening is we do have that move, but then we come back to the high that we kind of like fell from. So we have multiple failed attempts to break through resistance. Is the behavior on the high. Looks like there's an agreement between two leaders, two rulers, that's highlighted right around the low. And we have an opportunity right around the open to position oneself on both sides of the market if you're playing with options. And there's kind of like there's a breakdown from a resistance with some lower spikes that are consecutively lower on the way down, and they meet moving averages as resistance. And that takes place in the midst of some volatility in the first half hour, roughly around the open, and in the first half hour. There's a lot of air there. So definite trade opportunity in the midst of that volatility. And then between roughly 10 and 11, we have a move, like a U-shaped dip that takes place around some diagonal trend lines that intersect. We have a big push to the upside between roughly 11 and 12-ish. And there's going to be some profit taking. There's some interesting behavior going on in the middle part of the day here. So there's going to be some profit taking. And then there's going to be... So that big push higher, there's going to be profit taking from that move, and we'll see some volatility between roughly 12 and 1 with a fast sudden move higher. So there's going to be it looks like there's a deep drop followed by a fast sudden move higher in the midst of that volatility that takes place midday. We have a high and a low correlator there, so we likely have a crest, like a day's high around there that we fall from. We also probably it looks like we test resistance first thing in the morning. We test resistance here at roughly 11:45-ish, somewhere around there, give or take a half hour. And then we have that fast sudden move higher in the midst of the volatility, marking the end of the volatility. There's some selling from a crest to a trough, and a low that forms roughly around 110, and from that low we bounce around along resistance, or excuse me, bounce around sideways along support
But then our rally starts to form and gradually pick up momentum as we move towards a high, which we'll see towards the very end of the day. So we'll rally into the very end of the day. There's a cash in opportunity in the midst of that rally at the end of the day. Male leaders highlighted. There's continued moving higher, fire energy moving higher. It looks like there's a interesting. Yeah, so a fire moving into the end of the day. We have rallying into the end of the day there. Sneak preview is a decline, sideways fluctuation with a notable important decline. It takes place on the 26th. Okay, so just to wrap it up real quick, trade opportunity in both directions in the midst of volatility. We meet a resistance level here. We test it, break down from that. There's another test of resistance midday. It looks like we have another test of resistance at the end of the day. We possibly even break through that resistance. So we have a big move higher, a drop. Yeah, so there's a big move higher and then a drop back down to roughly where we started, and then we have a big move higher to finish off the day. And that's the 25th of April, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're doing. Love to read these comments, guys. Really appreciate it. People on YouTube are way more like supportive than TikTok. Everybody wants to talk crap on TikTok. It's like, no wonder everybody's watching 5 seconds of a prediction, thinks they can do better. Like, come on, guys. Really? You were a Wall Street broker? Okay. You've been trading for 22 years? Okay. Yeah. All right. Enough said. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one.